What is up, people? Welcome to the Joe McFo Show. We are going to be working on drawing some action poses for the Shadowboxers comic today. These action poses, by the way, are not going to be your typical, fighting, really super cool action that I tend to do on the streams. The idea is that I'm going to do drawings that are an action, like how do I put this? Are less. I don't want to say exciting, but they're more things you would do in everyday life. So we have some things like characters climbing ladders, some characters being tired in the comic, etc., things like that. So those are the kind of things we're going to focus on today. So let's see who's in the chat. We got Manette. What's up, Manette? We got Kathy here. We got Megan here. What is up, everybody? Thank you for coming on the stream. I appreciate you as always. You guys probably already know but please like the video, share the video with people who you think would appreciate it. And yeah, let's get started. So first things first, I did want to show you guys some progress that I made on the penciling stage. This is one page of the comic where Javen is talking with his dad. This is, I think, page 3. So I sketched out a couple little moments here. And then this one, I posted this on my Instagram. You guys probably already saw it. But this one is Javen and Zalam. I was struggling with it last week. I couldn't quite capture the feeling I want. So I spent some time on it, I think the day after, and really got it to a place that I like it a lot. So I think this is, far beyond ready to be inked at this point. And then also continued on with this particular image. It's not complete yet, but you can see Zalam's rolling up his sleeves. Javen's excited about something. So that's what we got here. So those are the shots that I worked on this week. And with that said, we're going to open up a new canvas and we are going to think about some of the things that need to be done in the comic itself. And so I pulled up a bunch of reference. Here's one of a guy climbing. Don't mind his booty, but we're going to draw this as an example because there is a shot that is going to be somewhat similar to this. So yeah, we're just going to get some practice in there. Megan says drawing a character climbing a ladder is just as hard as a character doing a cool punch. That is true. That is true. It's not the most exciting thing. Like most people, I think, want to see the punch rather than drawing the ladder, but or climbing up the ladder. But I agree with you. It is definitely challenging. It presents its difficulties. So I'm excited to get in to do that. Megan says, looking great. Thank you. Haha, little sparkles. That was Kathy's idea to do the sparkles. If you guys missed it, I'll show you again. We had this shot here, Javen and Zalam, once it loads up. And Javen's got little sparkles. He's got little sparkles in his eyes. What's he looking at? What's so cool? So, yeah. All right. So this pose right here, just as a reference, is going to be for this one right here. You guys see top of page 14, and you see someone climbing up the water tower. So it's not going to be an exact one for one. Like, for example, I think climbing a ladder is much different than climbing a tree in my personal experience. But we're still going to be able to take from this. And so if you guys also want to draw with me, this is a really good time to do so. I have a lot of reference images that we're going to use, and we're going to get going. So let's start off by doing this. I'm going to keep this kind of short as much as possible. We're going to limit the time on these to about 10 minutes, roughly. If I am so inspired to do something else, then we'll try that. Where's a place I can put this that won't be disruptive, though? Let me see. You know what? There's a timer up at the top, so I'll just keep an eye up here. All right. Put timer there. All right. So with that said, how was everybody's week going? Hopefully you guys are doing all right. I just took a couple days off of work, had PTO, and I feel much more well rested than I was this time last week. So I'm pretty excited to, have gotten that. But work starts again tomorrow. Work starts again. All right, so what I'm doing, this one has some extreme foreshortening, which is what makes this pose so challenging. So The other thing I have to just keep in mind that it is a ladder that this character's climbing up and not a tree. So that's going to change the way I probably angle like his left leg probably, and maybe what I do here. And if it's good enough, who knows, maybe this will be the exact drawing I use in the comic itself. This might take a couple of like layers too. I'm not 100% certain how this will turn out. I think this is too high. One of the things that about foreshortening is you have to be able to know how to overlap. And the tricky part is all the proportions of the human figure are practically thrown out the window because of moments like this. This one might not even have been the best one to start, and this one's actually pretty complicated, but whatever. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's see. And that says, I'm working on a couple reading challenges and can't believe it took me this long to read. My favorite thing is Monsters. Not enough halfway through it, but really enjoying it so far. So the book is called Monsters. I don't know anything about it. By the way, I think there's some lag on my personal video. I don't know if there's anything I can do about that, but can you guys at least see me properly, or see the screen properly, the drawing screen? Because that's really all that's important. Let's see, let's erase this. So if I was climbing up a ladder, I think one of the things that would change, this would probably be going up more, drawing through. That would be his leg. And then this will probably be closer to this. Let's see. His back's going to be more straight. I wonder if this is even the best pose to use now that I think about it. Let me see. Yeah, because I got to make some adjustments the more I think about it. He's definitely going to have his back more straight, because this guy, he's kind of, if I'm doing it at a side view, he's kind of doing this, right? Whereas someone climbing a ladder is more like this. So it's going to be slightly different, but I couldn't find I don't know, maybe I couldn't find the best examples before. This is a pose that's not particularly famous. Yeah. So we're going to work with what we got. We're going to work with it. This looks like a 3D model. Let me see. Let me try one last ditch effort. Climbing a ladder from below. Let's see. This is close, but not quite the angle. This is a little too extreme, but it's closer. Yeah, none of these are quite right, unfortunately. So we'll just combine a couple of references. And for the sake of it, I'm going to turn this timer off, because who knows how long this is going to take. This one's a little complicated. It's a graphic novel called My Favorite Thing is Monsters. Oh, okay, got it. Seen it, haven't read it. Maybe I'll check it for the library. I saw Blue Eye Samurai pretty good. I still haven't seen it. There's so much I got to catch up on, but that's another story. Apparently it was completely done with ballpoint pen. That's insane. I'll post a couple in the Discord. Part of the challenge is fitting it into the shot. Ah, is that what that was? By the way, the stream idea was Megan's. This was Megan's idea. Here, let me actually open up Discord. I was trying to close up as many apps as I could, because I think my phone, or not my phone, my computer was starting to hate me a bit. So let's see. Let's take this one and just flip it. There we go. I like working with slightly darker brushes. So I like that we can see this guy's head a little bit. Okay, get that overlap. Other hand will be here. All right, I gotta rotate him a little bit more in space if possible. So let's start with his foot. If we're getting from the bottom. Let's lower this a bit. Again, the goal is to get as much foreshortening as possible by having overlaps. I'm gonna try and distort this a little bit. See if I can give it the effect of him actually climbing up a little bit more. This reminds me of a class I took. It was a perspective class in grad school, and we had to do poses kind of like this, where it was like a normal figure drawing pose, but we had to put it in extreme perspective. So we would have to change the angle ourselves, but use the same photo. Like if I drew someone punching like this and it was looking straight at the camera, I would have to do it from like behind him and above his shoulder or something. So yeah, this is a tricky one, more than you would think at first glance. Yeah, it's really tricky. It's really tricky. That's okay. We're gonna accept the challenge and go forward with it. So let's get a little bit more of the back showing. Let's see. Change up the music a little bit. All right, and then we're gonna get top of the head. Okay, now this leg is gonna be like that. Now the character, I have to think about the character too. This is one reason this is tricky, because I don't know like the design for this particular character yet. He has not been completely fleshed out in that area. I think I want him to be a little thicker though, so I could probably give him a little belly pooch here. And then let's get the ankle. Foot. Let's get the underside here. If that's his ankle's probably a little too high. Okay. And then get this leg. I mean, quite honestly, probably the easiest thing to do would be trace this realistically, but then it would destroy the challenge. And what fun would that be? Okay, now I gotta just get the other side of this foot again. All right, and then if I have it accurately, then I could say perspective is probably looking something. Probably should have done that first, actually, now that I think about it, but it's too late now. Okay, so based on this, I think I could probably enlarge the head a little bit. Might be a little too small. You can see his shoulder here, see his arm. Let's pull that over just a bit. If I wanted to look up, actually, I could tilt this back just a teensy bit. There we go. Because he's looking up the ladder. He's not just doing this. He's calling up to people. Oh, snap. Lily's here. Hello, everyone. Good to be here. The boys are climbing the water tower, I see. Yep, we got someone climbing the water tower. Climbing up. Okay, let's do that. Probably going to be a flat surface of the foot right here. And there we go. I think that's actually not looking too bad. So now the next thing, I just got to figure out, is his left hand going to be below him or above him? I can't remember if I need to make it like stretched up. Like he's climbing. Okay, I think his left arm would be above him, like this. Had to act it out if you guys couldn't tell. I was like trying to do it on my own. All right, let's see. Let's push that back a little bit. Get that foreshortening. Okay. This is mostly going to be only shoulder right here. This is going to be scapula and lats. Probably going to be overlapped by the pelvis here. Yeah. I think that's feeling pretty good. I think the foot's probably a little on the long side. Yeah. And then we get sharper knee. Yeah. I think that feels pretty good. I think that's a good one. All right, let's wrap that up. Climbing ladder. All right, now let's move on to the next pose. That was a tough one. All right, so what did I gather? Oh, some more climbing references. This one, oh, okay, I think I knew what this one was for. I think that is for page 7. There's a shot of these characters jumping off a building. So we could take this one. I think I'm also going to adjust this because this shot's from above and I need something from slightly below, but not quite as extreme as this one. Actually, let's just see. Let me see if I can find something. Oh, this is a fun one. Oh, this is perfect. Yeah, I can do. Okay, we're gonna do 2 of these. We're gonna do 2. Okay, so that's one. And this kid, he just looks like he's having the time of his life. Look at that. He's like, so much fun. So much fun. All right. So I'm gonna pull the reference right there. We'll close that out. And take this. We're gonna start with this kid because he just looks like he's enjoying himself too much. It's not too different than the character who's right here. This actually happens to be Zalam. So we're gonna draw this as if it's Zalam. I'm gonna make a couple of changes, but I really like how his feet are, and I want to try and make it so that you can see both of his arms. So that's gonna be the goal here. Always get that marker brush when I don't want it. The thing with the marker brush, at least in Clip Studio, is that it doesn't have the same pressure sensitivity. So that's why you guys see me switching it all the time. All right. All right, so I'm just going to do that for his second arm. Ideally, this kid would be wearing shorts or something so that I could see the legs a little bit more clearly, the muscles and stuff. But it's okay. It's all right. I'll just do my best guess. Actually, it could be that character or this character on the top right. Either or, I think, will work. All right. Oh, snap. We got Mars in the house. What's up, Mars? Thank you for coming on. We appreciate you up in here. All right, so let's get this. I'm going to draw this as if it were Zalam's physique. So I'm going to make him pretty skinny. That's one of the fun things about drawing him. I need to pull up the reference. Hold up. Artwork, characters. Where's the turnaround? Here we go. I'm gonna move him over here. Scale him down just a touch. Sorry, I haven't been here in a while, been watching replays. Hey, you know what? It happens. Sometimes life just occurs, but we appreciate you watching the replays, and I appreciate you for coming on for today. Oh, snap. Sawyer's on. What's up, dude? Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Hi, Marcy. Yes, the boy does seem to be really enjoying in the chair. Looks like it was a fun day. Oh, did I miss something? I might miss something. been a busy bee planning a commencement ceremony with my fiance, basically a wedding before a real wedding. Oh, congrats. I remember you talking about your boyfriend and his music, I think, some time ago. So is that who that is? Is that what the fun occurrence is about? All right, so let's do this here. I'm going to get some slight overlaps. This is also going to be a little tricky because the whole body is covered with very loose fitting clothing. So I got to just take guesses. All right, I think I made the leg a little too big over here. So let's just distort that. It's one of the best things about digital tools is that you can distort however you want. All right. The other thing I'm noticing, if you look, there's a direct line between his knees here. And this one, I didn't quite do that. So let's try pulling this leg down a little bit. Yeah, now we have more direct communication with the knees. Okay, and then I forgot to set the timer again, but that's okay. I don't think this one's going to take me as long as the others. Or the other one. All right, let's make that knee really stand out. This is tricky because again, the knee is a very specific shape. I want to make sure I get the right look of it. I mean, I could get away with doing it at just a point, I guess, but I don't know if that's quite what's going to work in this scenario. All right, and then we're going to come back here with the back of the leg. And then get this other foot. Let's see. This leg is also too long. Let me try something. I'm going to do this. I'm going to lower it just slightly. Try and really get some overlaps here. The way I think about it is drawing cylinders. The arms and the legs are basically just cylinders. And so if you can kind of picture it like that, going back in perspective, then it's going to be very helpful. So actually, even this one, I might be able to, if I push that way. Yeah. Some more overlaps there. Then I might have to show the top side of his foot a little bit more. Okay. All right, cool. And now we're going to get the armpit, shoulder, elbows about here. Well, let me see. Should I have it here or should I move it up? I think I want to have it down here just because if I move it up and make the arm more stiff, it's going to be less exciting of a pose versus doing something like this, where it's kind of got this, I don't know, like a lightning bolt kind of thing, which I always try and shoot for. Actually, let's get some more foreshortening in this one. What would his hand be doing? I don't know if his hand would be doing this, whatever this thing is. I feel like he just had his hand like wide open. Okay. Needs a neck for sure. Could be a thin neck, but he still needs one. Okay. Got a little bit of the tricep here, biceps down here. Slight overlap. All right. Does that work? It's close. I think his foot a little on the big side. Yeah, I think that works. I might be going a little too straight with this arm, so let me bend it just a touch. Most people do not just walk around with, just arms straight out, like this. If we did, it would look really strange. It would look like those really old low poly PS2 games. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find it. There's this one game I used to play called Enter the Matrix. And during the cutscenes, they always had this look like their arms couldn't really bend properly. Let me see if I can find a shot. Yeah, here you go. Yeah, look at yeah, so that's what happens when you have your legs or your legs or arms, but mostly arms very, very straight. The arm naturally has a slight bend at the elbow. So I want to make sure I get that very clearly. And so I don't end up looking like a 2003 PS2 game, right? Plus, especially for this action, like maybe you find a situation where someone's being real stiff, like if they're, some people kind of freeze, they do that. But in this scenario, he's like jumping off a building. So I don't want to do that here. So if he's doing that, his hand's got to be. There we go. I like it. I think it's looking pretty good. Let's fix this leg up one more time. It was starting to kind of create a more concave shape, which is not good. One small tip, guys: there's no concavities in the human figure. Basically, there's no places where it just dips like that. Anytime you see something that appears to be a dip, usually it's usually just like the muscle kind of inserting into the skin. So like if I were to draw a shoulder, it would look something like this. And where you think it would do this, really what's happening is then you have the tricep going like that, right? So you got to watch out for those moments. Be very, very careful about that. All right. And then I think I might need to move this up slightly. Move it over. Yeah. Get the shoulder connected properly. Yeah, I think that solves it. Okay, I missed a couple messages. Let's see. The musician I recommend to you when you asked about rap music recommendations, it was him. He be my ghostie. We planned the ceremony to be 2.5 weeks after his birthday, since mine is 2 weeks before his. Basically kick off Gemini season. He's a Gemini too. My mom said I'm basically dating myself personality-wise, and she's not wrong. That's so cute. Gave him some digital paintings for his birthday. That's very sweet. Well, congratulations again. I know weddings don't happen very often, typically, so this is an exciting occasion. Congratulations. And I think everyone else already shared their congrats to you as well. Let's see. That's a good slide for your anatomy class. Actually, that's not a bad idea. That's actually pretty good. Truly, the arms don't bend well. A small bug on the Matrix. Yes, it's a bug in the Matrix. Totally a bug. All right, let's just call this leap right, just because that's the direction he's facing. Now this one here, we could still have this, but I want to do it as if the camera was like down here. So what that shot would look like, slightly from in front of him and on the other side. One way this actually might become easier, now I think about it, I could just flip this. Yep, that way now all I have to do is do a slow, like a slight tilt. So yeah, just make my life a little easier. Don't you like when life becomes slightly easier? Don't you think so? All right, now the camera's gonna be more like this, but like big, closer, and pointing this way. My cone of vision, like that. All right, let's see what we got. I think this one, who is this one supposed to be? I think this one was supposed to be Enzi, if I'm not mistaken, doing this particular pose. So we are going to find his design just for the sake of his physique. Yeah, here we go. I need to export a color version of him, but this will work fine because we're not going to draw all the clothes on here. And then we'll get to a pose that looks vastly different from this one, I promise. It's wedding not for 2 years. The wedding's not for 2 years, just a pre-wedding ceremony called commencement ceremony, where we profess our love before the families and two close friends, with a small party afterwards for those who can't come to the actual wedding. Ah, okay. I actually did not know that. Well, very cool. All right. So he's going to be looking down. You know what might help me, actually? If I have this nearby as a reference. Let me copy this. Because in the shot, you got to think about the perspective here. So yes, we're going to do that, and I'm going to change the color. And just remember that this shot has the horizon line down below. Yeah, the horizon line's going to be way, way far down here somewhere. Probably going to need a couple layers for this one, but we shall see. So this character is also more on the skinny side. His physique is closer to the kid, actually, in this shot. Just probably a little lankier, a little taller. Because that kid looked like he's about 8 or 9. Enzi is probably about 14. There we go. So yeah, he's leaping off the building. Let's see, do I want to have it like this? I think whenever we jump like this, we tend to kind of have our legs go outward. But this actually kind of looks better. Kind of like this. Yeah. And don't worry, this is just a pre-sketch. This is not at all what I'm sticking to. It's the money shot. I guess so. I guess you can call it that. This is definitely going to be one of the more exciting panels for me to draw, I think, in the comic. Just because it's got like 4 action poses at once, and they're all kind of jumping. So I'm super excited for that one, just as a pose to draw. then he's probably going to have his arms kind of coming forward a little bit. So we get some slight foreshortening. Okay, so let's do this. We got that down. Now let's just draw it as if it were actually Enzi. So I'm going to redraw the head. So there's the hairline here. Just to remember who it is, I'm going to do these big old lenses. So that's what Enzi's rocking. He's got the lenses. I'm going to shrink the face a little bit just because it's supposed to go back in space. And it also, I think, helps with the kiddish look. Okay. Get that line of action. He doesn't have a wide rib cage because he's still a kid. So we're going to play with that. Okay, I'll say that the chest is probably about here, where the nipples are, and then since the arms are going back in space, we'll have the shoulders kind of connect this way. And then down to the belly button and the crotch area. That feels okay. Okay, so here we got the bicep, tricep. Well, actually, let me take that back. He's not very buff, so I don't need to spend time worrying about the muscle definition on these at all. If he was built like maybe a seam or something, that might be a different story. But yeah, he hasn't really filled out with his man body yet. Are they going to use powers at all or explain them in this prequel? Just curious. There will be powers displayed. Unfortunately, you won't see all of them. There's several different unique abilities in this world. You'll definitely see Javen using his abilities. I don't think that's really a spoiler because you can kind of see it in the first shot of here on the far left. You can kind of see he's using his powers. But yeah, it'll be shown in the comic and the writing exactly how all that works. And again, these are just like the prequels, so I don't know how much of the world building I'm going to fully explore, just because I'm more interested in just showing off who the characters are and leaving some sort of mystery there. But when it comes to like the first, I guess, official episode called The Festival of Lights, then that's where you can expect to see the abilities more properly shown. That's going to take some time to get to, though, because I still have to do 4 more of these Cypher comics, because it's not just Javen. That's what we've been working on for months, is Javen's comic specifically, but then there's going to be one with Atana, one for Kayla, one for Ishnu, and one for Aletha. So my plate is full. They will show the powers and have our curiosity peak to what the fancy light do. Exactly. That I promise you they will be answered pretty early in the comic, not necessarily the Cypher, although the Cypher will go into detail about a majority of them. But all of them explicitly, you're going to have to wait a little while. Because I want it to be a surprise. I think you guys know quite a bit of info already, to be honest. And it just sucks because, every week you guys are waiting and I can only do so much. in that week, along with 2 and 3 jobs, and trying to live life and do things that I need to take care of. But trust and believe, when the whole thing is ready, you will get lots of powers, lots of action, and the abilities also are intimately connected with the world. It's not something that is like a one-off thing. It's very much like in the world of Harry Potter, the magic that they use is directly influenced by the world that they live in, and vice versa. You can't really have one without the other. Avatar is the same exact way. And so that will also be the case with shadow boxers. Their powers will have a very strong influence. Okay, since we're doing this pose, I think we should. Yeah, I think we can see a little bit of the top. Let's the feet. That's not good enough. Okay. Yeah, these arms aren't feeling quite right yet. I think the foreshortening is off. There we go. It's a little better. Matter of fact, I could probably overlap that even more. It's amazing how small his body got. Actually, his legs are too small now. I think I probably should have kept them closer to what they were originally. +45 minutes in before our first hydrate. I know it's because Mark's not here, because he would totally instigate. I love powers connected to the world of the story. Those just feel right. Yeah, I think it's more fun that way. It feels like you're more connected to the world, and it explains things a lot more. I never wanted to have just some arbitrary, like, oh, they can do this, but why though? Like, why is this an essential part of their world? And it does come up with its challenges. Like, I go back and forth on a couple things regarding the technology of this world and how it works, and trying to make it actually make sense. That is a significant challenge, but that's kind of par for the course when you're working on something as complex as this. And I'm up for the challenge. I'm up for the challenge. It's put together enough where I think most issues are solved, but there's definitely room for growth. Okay, so I'm looking at this again. Now this leg is too small. That's one of my curses, is I can definitely get a little tunnel visioned with some of this stuff sometimes. Like, I zoom in too much and spend a lot of time focused on things that probably don't need to focus on quite so intimately. Let me see. Span these legs a bit. And let's expand these. Make the arms a little bigger. That's feeling okay. Obviously, I can go back and find better reference when it comes time to it. But I think for now, I think this is close. I think it's close. And I can nitpick for quite a while, but I think it's probably best to spend my time moving on. And I say this as I continue drawing the doggone thing. Every artist ever has that problem. Yeah, we do. Okay, so let's delete that. All right. Create a group for it, leap right. All right, now let's see what else we got. Go to my, oh, I don't need that anymore. Oh, here's another climbing reference I found, but it's not what I wanted. Oh, yes, the tired pose. Okay, let's put this in. I actually have two references for this. So I'm not exactly sure which angle I'm going to need for the comic. I'm going to test it out during the layout phase. But for now, let's just isolate this. Is there a way to do a horizontal flip? Crop, deselect. Huh, I need to figure out how to put a flip on that. Okay, that was one reference. The next one is this right here. This one's actually more accurate, I think, to be honest. So this pose is actually going to be of Javen. It's going to be our boy. So because of that, and since I'm so used to drawing him, I might just do a little bit further with this sketch. First off, let me find the exact shot where he's doing it. Yeah, here we go. Let's see. Yeah, so here he's just kind of tired. So in this drawing, he's more of a side view, side profile, but it's probably gonna look more interesting if I do it where he's kind of facing the audience a little bit more. So yeah, we're gonna see how that goes. Oh snap, Mark is in the house, and unfortunately there was no burrito time this week. Last week you guys saw I was a little hungry and I almost missed the stream entirely, so I had to eat a burrito on the live stream. But what's up, bro? How you doing? It's gotta be what, like 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock out there? All right, so with this particular pose, we have a character just resting with the hands on the knees. So the hairline's probably about here. Realistically, it's just going to be like a nose. This pose is always really tricky to draw for the face. This is one of those extreme foreshortening situations where it's almost like no matter what you do, it's just going to look bad or weird because it's not a common angle. There's no burrito, but at least I can hear the music in this one. You know what? I'm sorry. There was music issues all around. I think it was mentioned in the stream when I was doing it that some people couldn't hear the music, and then some people could, and it was just all over the place. So I don't know. Tech issues. Am I right? All right. So let's get center line, shoulder. Now, one thing I'm really trying to focus on is the center of gravity. So one thing that that I'm going to see real quick is where his primary weight is. The most of his weight is really kind of in this area, like his head to his chin. So if I were to do this, it's basically lined up with the heel, just a little bit over the heel. So we're going to take that information, do that. And this is fun because it's like a good acting pose, right? Like, how many of you guys have ever done this pose before, especially if you're an athlete or you ever took a PE class? This is a very, very common position to be in. Head, I think, is a little too high up, so let's just move that down a bit. Just realized there might have been some spoilers on that page. Okay, let's connect those heels. Now, one thing too that I'm noticing, the more horizontal the pose is, the more tired he's going to feel. So let's do this. I'm going to slightly move him down. There we go. Yeah, this kid is now tired. Whatever he's doing is exerting energy. I mean, I know what he's doing, but y'all don't necessarily. Except for Kathy and Megan. Kathy and Megan know exactly what he's doing. Or what he just came from doing, rather. Okay. His shoulder's a little too high up. Right, this looks pretty good. This feels good. Let's pull up a Javen image just for his design. I probably memorized his design at this point, but can never be too careful, right? First pick on the left looks like a grown-up Bruce Bogtrotter. If he decided to be an athlete, I don't know who that is, but that's funny. Okay. This pose right here, this angle of the face has always been a nightmare. Okay, now I gotta think in terms of Javen, like what his body would say. Actually, wait a second. Let me find his body type. That is gonna help me a lot more. Let me see. There's a shot or a drawing I know I have where it's just this frame of his body. Where is it? Maybe not. You know, it's probably in one of these files embedded somewhere, but I don't care enough to go look for it. So it's okay. I'll just take my best guess. And the reason I have this second image on the right is because I can see the muscles better. Not that Javen is a muscular guy, but it always helps knowing where certain things are. It really, really helps. Whereas this guy on the left, in the photo reference, he's kind of, well, first off, he's wearing a shirt. And that kind of makes it challenging to read what's going on. All right, so we got the torso here. By the way, guys, if you have not already, please like and share the video. We're doing, I think it's our 71st live stream, which is pretty crazy if you think about it, because I didn't think I would ever do this many, but it's become a fun little pastime now. It helps me to connect with you guys after a long week and, you know, wish you well for the week ahead. And it also makes me accountable for Shadowboxers, because there are times where I don't get to work on it much during the week. But every time Sunday rolls around, I'm like, oh, okay, I gotta set aside my 2 hours because I know I gotta work on it. So you guys help keep me honest, I guess you could say. Okay, let's get the arm and his hands. All right, let's get that second arm, the one closest to us. Gonna need some overlap. Okay, get the hand here. Make sure the hand feels right resting on the knee. I like the video even before the live because I'm an overachiever. Hey, you know what, man? I respect it. I respect the overachiever drive. I get it. Megan, how's it that I'm just now seeing what you posted in Discord? It's too late now. It's too late. She sent a picture of a guy on a ladder, which was the very first thing that I drew an hour ago. Okay, this leg actually looks a little too thick. Drawing kind of lean characters is really fun for me. I think it's because they're so angular that I can just really play with that, really enjoy it. All right, so now let's come in with the feet. All right, let's put that this way. Okay, it's getting there. Something about this one feels a little off now. Okay, let's see how it feels. Oh yeah, it's feeling pretty good. I think that's working. I think it's working. Here, I'll do this one up a little bit more, and I'll give him some of the clothes that he wears. but his afro is going to be a whole problem in itself. So let me think about this. How do I do his afro? Well, first off, let's just start with the hairline. That the extreme widow's peak kind of comes out like this, goes back. That's where his hair splits. Boom, boom, boom. Actually, it probably could even come down even lower. Yeah. It's fine. I drew them. I did a whole page of guys climbing ladders. Now I'm trying to do this, but bent over pose from as many angles as I can. I feel like with these angles, when you do it perfectly, nobody pays any attention. But if it's off, your eye goes right to it. If it's even off by a tiny bit, that is so true. It's really frustrating because there's, how do I put this? Our human eye is so good at recognizing little inconsistencies like that. I think actually I was asked yesterday what the most difficult thing to draw is, and I said babies and really gorgeous, like young, like 20-year-old models, specifically female models, because generally they have neither of those two categories have any flaws or any strong recognizable flaws or features, and it almost becomes like the Disney princess syndrome where the face has to look all the same, and if you mess up in one tiny area, everyone recognizes it. But consequently, one of the most fun things for me to draw is like really old people, because you can add all the wrinkles you want and no one really cares. And it's kind of like a breath of fresh air. That's actually something I recommend to my students sometimes. Like sometimes I'll notice they like drawing like really cutesy things, and I'm like, you know what I think you should draw? You should draw really ugly old people with lots of wrinkles, lots of stubble, all that stuff. And it really teaches you a lot because you're allowed to be more free. Whereas like the younger and more aesthetically symmetrical you are, the more challenging it is, I think. All right, I kind of like. Yeah, I like this. All right, let's add some clothes out here. So one thing, I think his jacket is definitely going to come down like this. It's got lots of spiral folds on sleeve here. Okay, then his shirt. You might see a little bit inside the shirt. Then his necklace is going to hang. Then his hood. I can't remember if his hoodie's on or off for this scene. Let me see. Looks like it's off. So in that case, truth be told, I'm probably just going to take this exact drawing and plop it into the comic later. Why duplicate the work, right? Especially since it came out pretty good. Let's go back and get his gloves. His fingerless gloves. Bam, bam, bam. And then the shirt. Let hang off. You could see still underneath where his torso is, which is why I had to make sure it's hanging off of him properly. And that looks like it's the right spot. Yeah, let's change up the tune a little bit. We've been on this one for a little bit. All right. I like how upbeat this particular song is. Okay, got that stripe. All right, excellent. Now we just need the sweats to do their thing. Okay, let's get his shoes in right quick. Everything's so much easier when you have the frame of the body down. All right, we got it. Javen kneeling over, kind of tired. Here, to accentuate how tired he is. His mouth is in the wrong location for that exactly, but it's okay. It's fine. You guys get it. Should probably save this file. Where did I put this? I guess I'll put it in concept art. Streams. There we go. Okay, now let's see what's next up on our list. Ah, yes. The character pointing a taser. This one's going to be pretty simple, I think. This one is a little stiff on the stiff side, but what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to tilt him back a little bit. I'm going to have him kind of leaning, just to make it a little bit more exciting than just this straight on kind of pose right here. So let's see what we get. And I'm also pretty sure this is an artist rendition or a trace, whatever it is. Let me just double check my trying to not give too much away. You know what? Hold on. I'm just going to change my screen for a second. I'm going to do this just to make sure. Wait a second. Did this even update? I didn't make up this pose, did I? Oh, yeah, okay. Perfect. I got it. But I am glad that I turned this off because the dialogue is still on this this document. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just take a quick second to turn off the text layer and take a screen shot. And I'll come back to my screen in a minute. Yeah, Can't be spoiling too much for y'all. It's loading, guys. It's loading. I promise I'll bring the screen back in a moment. All right, there we go. So that wasn't so bad. So that's the pose and the sketch, and I really like the energy of it. So I just want to make sure I capture it, you know? Don't do that right now. So one thing I really want to make sure I get is those shoulders. The arm's a little long there. That's right, it's feeling gestural. I see a whole bottle of water there. It'd be a shame if someone didn't mention a certain arachnid individual. Aragog? Aragog from Harry Potter? That one? Alright, let's get that nice line of action. So like I said, I'm going to be adjusting this one a little bit. Okay. So part of the reason for this pose is because there's an intimidation factor. It's kind of stepping back a little bit. We won't go too much more into that. You'll have to wait for the comic. By the way, guys, I'm very curious. Would you guys want to see on stream the coloring process? Because there's going to be a lot to color. And honestly, I was going to give it to Megan to do it. But if you guys want to see that process, maybe we can find a way to color it side by side or something. Like I do one page, she does one page. Or maybe Megan will just take over the whole stream. Who knows? We'll see. Be Megan's show for the day. And while I go take a nap or just lay in bed and comment on my phone. Who knows? The Scorpion King. Oh, Lucas the Spider. I love Lucas the Spider. He's great. He's so great. Always really appreciate that little cartoon. Okay, so this character here, let me just make sure my measurements are correct. I think one thing is he's going to need to be a little wider. That feels good, actually. Let's see. 1, 2, 4. Yeah, it feels pretty good, actually. All right, so we're going to give him a nice size rib cage here. And I think this character's got a little bit of a belly, so we're going to honor that. Shorten the arm a bit. And then this is the taser hand right here. So we're primarily going to be seeing that. I have to look at the video, or at least the file, for what the taser ended up looking like, because I need a refresher on that. I don't think I've looked at it since drawing it, but this is where it would come in. All right, and then just come in and shave off a little bit of that head. We can give him a little expression. And what the heck, we'll give him a mustache. Because mustaches are great. Except when they get all like on your lip and stuff, it just feels weird. But otherwise, I like it. I was so excited when I grew a mustache in high school. I was like the only kid in my year who had one. And I remember the librarian, he was like, Jordan's the only one here who looks like an actual senior in high school. Because of my mustache. I was like, heck yeah. That's what I'm talking about. And then I grew a goatee years later, and now I have a beard. And it's excellent. All right, so let me see how this balance is going. Yeah. Oh, wait, that's not the right one. Yep, this feels about right to me. I imagine this character's kind of putting the weight on the balls of his feet a little bit. He's kind of stepping back. And there's a little bit of a swipe. So I'm going to just pull it up real quick. In the previous shot, he has this down by his waist, or not his waist, but I guess the belt area. And now he's like, whoo, ready to go. So I wonder what causes him to do that in the story. That looks ready to go in. I know it kind of does, actually. Like, once I get the design of the character, I think I'm just gonna plop him in and just, fix it up. But I think it's feeling pretty good. That's how I feel about the Javen one too. I'm just like, yeah, this is ready. This is ready. All right. I'll just say taser for this one. Let's see how many we've done so far. It looks like we've done 5 drawings. So this was the first one, climbing the ladder. By the way, this is the same character that is holding the taser. We got this one, the leap right. And then we have leap. Oh, wait, this should be leap left, actually. It's the other one we just looked at. Then we got this one. That's still looking good. We got Javen tired. That's great. And we got the taser. Yeah. I like where this is going. I do indeed like where this is going. Okay. I think that was for the leaping one. Oh, this was just in case. Okay, I don't think I have anything there. Magic poser. Oh man, this means that I think I ran out of. I think I found all the references that I could use. So what this means is now I'm going to search in the comic for more potential poses and see what we can do, because there's still another 35 minutes left. Let's see. Oh, we got this good one of Javen punching. That's not a bad one. Oh, wait, actually, I know what we're gonna do. This one's also another climbing one, but it's from this type of perspective. So let's grab this. And let's see how this goes. There was a severe lack of hydration last stream, by the way. So what do you call a Korean sheep? Ba Sing Se. Or, excuse me, Ba Sing Se. That's actually really clever. I like that one. I'm sorry we had a lack of hydration. I think what it was probably because I was eating. Okay, so in this comic, there is no rock climbing like this character, but this pose is similar. There's a similar pose, so we'll just kind of fix it up. But I really like how this is looking. Amanda asks, have y'all ever rock climbed? Yes, I did. I have rock climbed many times. Last time I went seriously, I think I was in the 7th or 8th grade. We were on a camping trip with my school, and each camping trip had a specific theme. Like, we would go to a place, and the one we went on was rock climbing based, and it was so much fun. It was scared you half to death, because you had to do it, with these what do you call it? When you put them up in the rock, like really high up, like what is it? What is the name for it? Someone help me. Someone help me what the name of those things are. But yeah, they were like way up there, and we didn't see them get put on. And we're kids. We had to have helmets and all this stuff. And I remember one time I think on the first day, this girl dropped her camera from like 300 feet, and you just saw it like plummet to the ground, just shatter in a bunch of pieces. So yeah. What did the rapper say when someone stepped on his J's? Oh, my shoe. That's actually hilarious. You know what? I think that deserves 2 because I think Miles Morales has his J's. So everyone get your hydration up. Mark's making sure we are good to go. I did it briefly more than 20 less than 30 times to get rid of my fear of heights. It didn't work. That's pretty funny, actually. Didn't work. Well, at least you tried. That is a valiant effort, I will say. Glad it was just her camera that fell. Yeah, me too. She was on the is it a pulley? Is that what it's called? I think that's what it is. But or harness. Yes, that's the name of it. Harness. Mark's never rock climbed. It's pretty fun. If you want to slow start, find a rock climbing gym if it's in your area. I don't think I've been to a rock climbing gym specifically, but there were rooms in like my PE area that had the rock climbing wall. Okay, so I'm just getting this basic sketch. This one's interesting because the 2 closest things appear to be like the hand and the head. Like those are the biggest. So what makes this one work is that the major foreshortening again. So actually, this is one of those things I'm going to have to do like that. It's one of those changes I'm going to have to make. I want this character to feel kind of helpless, like he's dangling. And I don't think I want to tell you who this character is in particular. And this hand, I think actually should just be kind of hanging. This is where we get some subtle 3-point perspective, where it just kind of does this kind of thing. So we'll have his legs kind of come to a point. I think I can make this a little bit more extreme though. Let me see. The best way to do that, I think, is to minimize this space here. Let's pull that in. Yeah, there we go. It's almost wide angle lensy. I'm on the Rock of Ages. Hey, I know that song. I know the reference. I appreciate that. I would like to consider myself on the Rock of Ages as well. Mr. Frodo, or the Boulder of Ages. For those who don't know what the Rock of Ages is, it's a Christian hymn. But Amanda, that was a good one. Let's see. Okay, so this one's going to be interesting here. So let's get the shoulder. I like to split things up into like 3 parts when it comes to the arm and foreshortening, because I know there's shoulder, there's bicep, there's forearm, and then there's hand. So I guess that's 4 parts technically, but I almost don't really count the hand. It's more about the arm for me. Switch up the saw one more time. Wait, we heard this one already, didn't we? I gotta be honest, I don't look at the names of the songs, so I never remember which ones we've looked at or listened to. I mean, let's do this. I think it will be really good if we saw his legs kind of bending. Anything that makes it look unstable. So let's add some diagonals on it. think it's still. There we go. And then we'll do some foreshortening down here. Yeah, there we go. That feels better. That feels better. And then we'll make that a little smaller. Yeah, there we are. I like that. I like it. Okay, so let's go in here. I am not going to put up a reference of who the character is for obvious spoilery reasons. I won't even put the hairstyle. So I know that's a very easy way to tell who is what, or who is who, rather. All right, so I think that might be a little too high for the chest. So once this finishes loading, I'll take that back, save this. Okay, now we're going to have the collar right there. Let's get the second arm. This one's going to be foreshortened too, so this one's going to feel a little smaller. Could probably shorten this arm too. And if any of it feels a little awkward, just let me know, because sometimes I might overdo it. That feels a little better. Rock climbing is scary. My legs turn into jelly. I tend to fall all the time just on the ground, so falling above the ground doesn't sound good. So it doesn't sound good. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I don't understand those people who go rock climbing for the first time in nature because like, there's no harness there. There's no protective gear, you know. I've seen people do that actually on that same trip I told you guys about, and it was incredible, like seeing the athleticism of these people. But it's absolutely insane. If you're going to climb something, make sure you do it in spring and not in autumn because it's fall season. Fair enough. Fair enough. Everyone listen to Mark's advice on that one. If you're going to do it, you got to do it in the right season. Okay. All right, I think I might be going a little too thin with the legs on this one. You know what? I just noticed something about my pose versus here. We're actually not even seeing the middle section of the body on this guy. If you look real closely, all of this actually isn't even visible. So I need to go back in my drawing and adjust that. So that's a really important distinction right there. That's the other thing about foreshortening. It involves removing certain parts of the figure, oftentimes, just for the sake of clarity. right, so that's bicep. This is forearm. And then we'll just say his hands up here. We'll create a decent enough separation between all these pieces. And then those overlapping lines like this and this really help sell the fact that it's coming forward in space. Okay. And then let's actually adjust this arm too. And do the same thing just backwards, where the overlaps are going to show that this is going further away. Okay. I think the head might be a tiny bit big too. Let's bring in that chest a bit. Get a little face in there. Not enough detail to tell you guys who it is, though. Because it might even be Enzi. You don't know. Maybe I just didn't do his goggles. You just don't know. Okay. Bring this in a little bit. I just don't want him to feel like overly bulky. I guess that's the main thing I'm trying to show right now. But your guy is dangling. We might be able to see the midsection, yes or no. It depends. If he is, like, if you're right, he is dangling. If he's kind of coming forward and him dangling, then yeah, you would see more. But if he's leaning back, like if he's kind of like going like this, then you wouldn't see more. It just depends. Might also depend on what he's dangling from. A wall might obstruct. A spider web might not. You're right. A spider web would not obstruct his body. But yeah, like foreshortening can be done in so many ways. Like there's a shot here, for example. We've shown you guys this page, so I can open it up even with the text. I'll turn the layer off once it opens, though. Yeah, but if you look here, this foreshortening, you barely see like Jaden's stomach or anything like that. It's just kind of like head, shoulders, feet. So really just, it depends on what you're trying to go for. So matter of fact, what I should do before I make a final decision, let me try a few things. Let's just see what happens if I were to have that be the pelvis here. Yeah. That already feels a lot better. So we still see the belly, but it's not as prominent because of the foreshortening. Then I just gotta figure out like where the legs connect. Yeah, something like that. Matter of fact, let's just merge it and just put it all in the same layer, or same color, I mean. And voila! So I'll go back in and do those tiny fixes. Okay, and then I would say this would be the belt line. Get some overlap there. All right. Clearly, I'm not looking at any reference for this hand, so don't judge me. I highly recommend looking at reference. I just didn't do it this time. Okay, I think that's looking all right. Still feels a little, something's still slightly off about it. Maybe, wait, maybe it's the shoulder. Yeah, there we go. The shoulder was too bulky. It was making it feel like his body was straight up and just doing this as opposed to dangling like that. So let's adjust. And I can actually move this whole arm over. Okay, and then I can overlap the arm over the torso. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Especially if we have like a little terrain below them. I think that's looking pretty good. This line actually isn't in the comic. I just did that because that looks like Javen, in my opinion. He has Javen's build if he was bald, but why should Javen climb stuff when he can shadow box his way up? Mm-hmm. Anyway, I can tell it's not Cairo. Okay, that's fair. It's not Cairo. Yeah, the physique doesn't match. Doesn't match. I will give you that. But there's actually a number of people there can be. Not only do we have the 4 main characters that you guys know about, and the 5th one that we drew with the taser, but there might be other characters who I had not shown you at all, and worked on it on the side. So, questions. Probably don't need live action. Okay, this is good. We don't need that. We don't need this. I'm closing tabs out because I'm at like 80, so I'm just trying to see. Oh, the kneeling one. Okay. I actually really like this pose. think I might. I know it's not the actual human figure. I think I might just take this though. I might just take it. And clearly it's a Clip Studio pose. But I think Kathy and Megan might be able to recognize which pose this is. I'm just gonna copy this. It's actually a really good reference for what I want to do. Characters you have on the side and haven't shown us? Rude. Hey, you know what? You gotta do what you gotta do when you are trying to create something like this. So it'll be worth it in the end, is all I can say. It'll be worth it. And all the things will start to click and you'll be like, oh, I understand. Matter of fact, I think what we're going to do a couple days before the comic comes out, I'm going to do something in the Discord where I want to hear everyone's theories on what this story is, or like who's the one dangling, or whatever. So I'm very curious. I'm really, really curious about all that. Hey, I don't have an encyclopedic library of every clip pose yet. Sorry, Megs. All right, so let's get a little bit more focused. Now, the thing about these Clip Studio pose assets is they're generally very round, and so I have to kind of counteract that with the way I draw, which generally is pretty angular. So we're going to take this. This might even be the last pose of the night based on the time. Again, not going to reveal who this one is. Okay, that's the hairline right here. This will be eyes, nose, that's obviously Aang. Okay, that was pretty funny. What would need to happen in my comic for this pose to be a necessary thing for me to draw? I wonder. Okay, this arm is too thin. Okay, I don't know why. This is going to sound really strange. But I have a song from Shrek stuck in my head. But it's not like one of the songs that like they sing along to. It's a song that Donkey sings about like being friends. uh, and Shrek just goes, "Stop singing!" I don't even remember where the context is, but it just popped in my head for some reason. Must have seen it on TikTok or something. I don't know. Okay, I don't like the way the shoulder's looking. I think I might stretch these legs out just a little bit. Okay, so let's get the shoulder. I think the chromium process is probably going to be around here somewhere. Sing it. I want to hear it. I can't remember all the lyrics is the problem. I just remember he's like, "But you gotta be friends," and then Shrek's like, "Stop singing." But I don't. Everything before that, I don't remember. I don't remember what that was. Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll. Mel ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kind of dumb with her finger in her, and her thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead. It wasn't that one. It wasn't that song. I'm on it. Yeah, please. It wasn't like a musical moment. Like there was no back soundtrack or anything. Wait, I'm not it. What? I'm not it. I don't understand. Yeah, it wasn't one of those songs, but it just popped in my head. I think it was one of those funny moments. It was definitely Donkey and Shrek. I do know that. I think they might have been in the field. And then there was the one, the other song. It might even be the same one, but later, where he's like, "There's no one here beside me." Right? That was a fun moment. My problems are all gone. There's no one here beside me. Okay, get the hairline in. Yeah. I know the song you mean. I can't remember the lyrics at all. That is the song. Yeah. see, like I'm not the only one who's remembering. I can't think of it. Donkey's Friends song. Wait, let me listen to it. I know you can't hear it. Sorry. Oh yeah, you're right. That's the clip. Thank you, Megan. I appreciate you. Look at the place I paused it. Yeah, so I just remembered it out of order. That's funny, dude. That's a better midterm song. They came out in the a Bette Midler song they came out with in the 70s. Oh, really? I didn't know that. I appreciate you, Megan. You rock. Look at that! Look at that thumbnail. We should actually change it. I think, or maybe have it like a quick little snippet of it. I'll re-edit the video just to get this. Look at that face. Look at that face. He's just cheesing. But that was exactly what I was thinking of. Thank you. All right. I think this pose is just about there. Yeah. Yeah, I'm feeling it. I am feeling it. All right. Well, let's go back and review the work we did. So first off, we start with the climbing ladder. That was a tricky one to start off with, honestly. And then we got the leaping right image, jumping off the building. Someone else jumping off the same building, leaping left. Then we got, oh wait, not that one. Was it this one next? It's either this one or the Javen Tired one. I think the groups are out of order. We got the Javen Tired one. Goodness gracious. And then we got this one dangling. This got to be a little bigger than that. Represent. Where he's saying, lift me up, fool. That's actually just an ad lib. That's not what he says. And then the kneeling pose. So we got some cool progress done. I think ultimately you're going to see these poses sprinkled throughout the comic. I think I could probably use just about every single one of these drawings directly, which is pretty exciting. And yet there's still some secrecy because you don't know exactly who is who. I gave you, I think half of them I told you who they were, but the other half is kind of mysterious, like this one, for example. So with that said, guys, I appreciate you guys taking the time out to be on the stream with me. I had a lot of fun, and I will see you next week. All right, peace.